Hello, and welcome to Bitches with Beards. And on today's episode, I asked a question: if it's been such a cruel summer, then why is the solution Taylor Swift season?
And you know, good things happen to good people. I'm just full of shit. You're just damn lucky.
Indeed. We're the podcast that attempts to break down culture with all the elegance of two coastal grandmas.
But in truth, we're just a couple of bitches with beards.
I'm Max.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're live from the Dan Keating Podcast Studio in Haberdashery.
And we both have opinions, so let's get this party started.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy fall.
Happy what?
Happy fall.
Oh yes, happy fall. Autumnal season.
The weather overnight shift. Hell, we're talking about it.
The weather literally took a 20-degree plunge, and it's a little bit rainy and misty outside right now, and it feels like fall, but it's not. This is false fall.
Yeah, hopefully it's only August.
Yeah, this is not fall.
Well, for me, my way around it, thought pattern is because in England the schools break up; they end like mid-July. So August is the summer holiday month.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
I still would associate August with the height of summer, which I know it's not.
Whereas here in the States, we're back in school at this point, or we'll be back in school next week in most places. So it's like
that's so weird.
I have to agree. I think y'all had it much better.
But you had an early summer in the South, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we would be done by my birthday, literally like the day before my birthday. So like.
And how long did you get again? Like 2-3 months?
It was typically 2.5 months.
Yeah, we had 6 weeks.
Yeah, we had like 9 to 10 weeks off. Yeah.
So long. God, I miss it.
Well, you know, but there were other things that you had to do during that time. Ugh.
It was all to do with the harvest, wasn't it, originally as well?
Well, it was originally. So there was a lot of gardening with my grandmother, which I didn't mind doing. But my dad was very much a stickler of, here is your summer curriculum that you have to do, and you have to do these activity books that are grade-based appropriate so that you don't forget anything that you learned over the past year. And I'm like, Dad, I didn't forget anything. I'm reading grade levels well above myself.
We did something called the book trail in England, and It was like you had to read a book a week and then like write a report on it or like answer some questions or something.
Yes. So we very much had to do that as well. It was more so for my brother because he hated reading.
Yeah.
Whereas I would be like, I've read 3 books this morning. Like, what is going on? I don't understand.
Now I love that idea.
Oh, yeah.
There's me now. Like I read like 10 pages on Saturday. Victory,
You get a star. Yay!
I need to read this weekend. But no, it's been the weather did drop. We were meant to be going to a pool party last night, and then like the organisers were like kind of umming and ahhing, and then it was going to move inside, and the hubs and I were kind of like a little bit. We want to go. We're not sure if we want to sit inside.
Yeah.
I've been sitting down, one of those. When you're kind of excited for something and then you're like... But today was definitely... Like, I feel it's much more your weather.
Oh, yes. It was very much my weather. I almost went on a site visit today and was like, I need to go look at some pretty things outside and pretty weather. And I didn't. I was just like, instead.
There has been a bit... I would say, though, it's the weather... The clouds are very... It's not like it's cool or we can go outside. It's counteracted by some clouds that really make you not want to kind of go too far without an umbrella.
Yes, I walked over with an umbrella. Like they're not ominous, but they're darker, and you're like, ooh, you could rain at any moment.
Yeah, and it's going to be a nuisance shower.
Yeah, it'll be a little spiddly shower that'll be just enough that you need the umbrella, but not enough that you really should have the umbrella out.
So how was your week, though? I know you can't talk about certain things, but you can talk about others.
Yes, I can talk about other things. So I went to Florida this past weekend. I saw my mother. I was in Sarasota. Generally speaking, it was a really good trip. I might talk about a few things to think and take into consideration into your next trip to your parents if you have fraught relationships. Later on in the podcast, we'll see. It depends. But I had a lovely time in Sarasota. It was equally hot down there. I think one day the heat index was 115. So it was wonderful, but there was a lot of seafood, and we'll talk about that.
Yum.
Oh, it was chef's kiss. It was wonderful. We were Also around Sarasota Bay and Toledo Key, which was wonderful. And then there was Saturday.
What is a key again? It's an island, isn't it?
It's an island.
Yeah.
It's literally just an island. I think it's in the way that it forms is why it's called a key.
Yes. Yeah.
I couldn't actually tell you why they call it key, but there's a couple of them down in Sarasota. So there's Lido Key, Siesta Key. There's what is the other one? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Then Saturday we spent it at Selby Gardens, which was their big botanical gardens, which it was hot as hell out there, which was not the wisest choice on our part because we're like, oh, it's right there on the bay. There'll be a breeze. There was no breeze whatsoever to be had. Then after that, we went and we had Korean food, which was surprisingly really good and really amazing because Mom wanted some lessons into what to get for Korean food because her boyfriend apparently loves Korean food. And she's like, I need to know what to order. And I'm like, well, why don't we go to a Korean restaurant? I'm like, let's go to a Korean restaurant and try some stuff out. We'll all get different plates. And, that way you can see. That way you can know what to order next time. And then after that, we actually went to essentially a brand new Asian grocery store market like H Mart. Fascinating taking her there. She was in a world that she didn't know even existed, and it was wonderful. And I was just like, oh, you need to have this candy, and you need to have this candy, and this drink. And, oh, you should stick away from those. You should try these instead. It was a very nice, eye-opening experience.
She managed to give her a bit of a pantry out of it.
Yes. So I was like, you need to have these snacks right here, and you need to have this sauce right here, and you need to have kimchi made out of this right here. And, oh, here are the bowls and plates that you would like to serve it in. And, oh, you should try this drink. So we got a couple little things here and there. Yeah. So, like, we were also, like, targeting the Korean food. So, like, it was like, okay, this is what you can get to impress your boyfriend.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it was overall, it was a very good trip. And it was very nice weather. Good flights both times, other than the fact that I was stuck next to two kids on the flight back. And, ugh, they were well behaved. But I was just like, I'm over it. Over kids.
Aren't we all?
Yes. How was your week, dear? How was
my
your week?
Sorry, the husband just sent me late breaking news about idiot things happening, so we shall mention those now in news. Yeah, we managed to get to the beach again. We went to a different one on Kent Islands. This one was a little bit more busier, but it was great. We had a really nice time. We're going to consider taking a dog next time, but it was covered. The beach was covered in lanternflies. Like sort of dead ones.
No.
And then when we started to go, we kept getting bitten by flies. And then as we moved our towels, we just got attacked. It was like so many on us. And I got stung by a jellyfish. Even though it didn't hurt. It kind of just...
Did you even realize it stung you? Or was it afterwards you're like, oh.
Yeah, we saw it. When you were in there, it was... No, we did have a nice day. It does sound a little bit like it was chaotic. But just towards the end, like the flies started building up. And we're like, this is... I think as the sun went down a little bit. But we had a nice day there. Went to the little bar afterwards. We want to go back with Bug, but the bar doesn't like dogs. So we have to find somewhere to go. And yeah... And then aside from that, checking my notes, because I know I have stuff. Last Thursday we recorded. The Hubs had a gig afterwards. It went really well. He was so proud of him. He became quite the front man for it and had a great time. They played very, very well.
Good. I'm very sorry I missed it. But...
Yes, we had a nice turnout of friends, so we'll let you know next time they play, but I thought they were excellent. And yeah, it sounds like they're going to keep going. They took a bit of a break, so I think 2 weeks was quite an intense sort of turnaround time to get everything set up.
Well, and to mesh and to see if they work. Yeah, that is.
No, it was all great. And then we ended up, our friends opening a restaurant, Bar Bazaar, down on K Street, where they're doing the events. Yes, we went to the opening of that Friday. Friends and family, so everything was covered apart from drinks, which still came from quite a lot of money. Yeah. Not like, but you like shit. And no, we weren't allowed to see Food Tower.
Oh.
Yeah, or the caviar. But we did everything else, and we had about $700 worth of food.
Very nice.
And,
So I'm imagining a lot of oysters were in your food.
I did have some oysters. I forgot. I like. Is it the Maryland oysters? They're a bit bigger, the creamier ones. I did like them. And then we have some escargot, and then they do this little tool. Now this is going to sound. So I just want everyone to know quite clearly. I do not go to a lot of restaurants like this.
No.
I do not. I find the experience quite weird because I find the bigger, the more involved the restaurant is in terms of food quality, the more involved they are in your experience there. You get interrupted a lot is what I'm kind of getting at.
Yes.
So, and I'm also feel a bit uncomfortable. I do have a bit of an imposter syndrome. So I love it when we get in, and they've invited us to stuff before. I really love it. It's so generous of them. We had some really great food. They would just try everything. Boy, did we try everything. Their gazpacho soup was outstanding. And we're going through it all, and I'm enjoying everything. And I said these little tarts, and they've got like, it was caviar on top of them. So that's how I got my caviar. But it was funny because I said afterwards, like, I'm not. There's a lot going on with them, you know. It was, and I said, but I kind of feel someone's going to order that to feel a bit classier, and they're like, that's kind of why we have it. But these two little from like $25. Yeah, it's nowhere near a restaurant that we can go. Like the hub said, oh, we could bring your parents. No. But I do love getting invited. I do feel a bit classy for night. I had a Paloma, like a non-alcoholic Paloma, and I had a delicious chocolatey dessert. But we're going through everything, trying bits of steak. I had Dover sole for the first time.
Oh,
nice. I always wanted to try it. I've never had it. It was absolutely amazing. They deboned it in front of me. And it was so cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
They scooped it, and then took the head.
Crazy. It was crazy. It was so good. And I tried the ratatouille, and I just went, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "What?" And I said, I said to the hubs and our friend, I said, "Have you tried the ratatouille?" And he went, "No." I said, "It's charming." And they're like, "What do you mean?" And they took a bite. Went, "Probably the best way to describe it." Like it just was a really nice ratatouille, and it was like, and after all of that, because I'm used. These things are. You go in, you're meant to give your feedback. I have free food in front of me. I'm not going to be giving any notes. You know what I mean? Like,
but the point is to give notes.
But I feel so. I guess it's just my upbringing is like to kind of go. Yes, this steak is not quite. I'm like, I have no. I could do. Do you know what? My one's presentation. I could do present. Like they say, what do you think? And we were discussing how like the steaks needed more colour or something. That. But the ratatouille was really well done. It was really charmingly a nice warm. I think there was a bit of like. Mixed spice in there,
probably some saffron.
Delicious, loved it. And then they all came over on Sunday, and we did Nando style chicken on the grill. And I'll do talk about the cakes later. But we were sitting there, and I know, and there was a younger member there, and we all get. And he's lovely, and he's very, he's not young, but he's learning. And so he gets out, he goes, let's all start doing, he gets out the iPad and we start playing music. And Ghost gets brought up. And we're discussing Ghost and Ghost the Musical. And I think the Ghost the Musical had come up. We were doing some Broadway and the next song up. And so we were talking about like when Unchained Melody comes into it. And all of a sudden we start, like we play it and even I'm singing along with it. And we all start holding hands, and he was just staring at the four of us, and we're just doing and he goes, "What?" I said, "Wait for it." And we all tried to hit that high note, and we were just kind of creased up. We were actually in tears, and it was just this weird impromptu moment. 10:00 on a Sunday, everyone had like a few glasses of wine apart from me. And we were just doing this horrendous Righteous Brothers impression, and it was absolutely brilliant. And I don't know what it was. So we went from, like they're trying out the escargot to like screaming, Unchained Melody with a Nando's in front of us. And honestly, that's what life is meant to be about.
It's about the highs and the lows and having the balance in between.
Now, I did have some good news this week. We're not going to go into it too much. And the original plan was I was looking for the alkalized fizz. Whole Foods have done a rearrangement, and I just like, you know what?
Do you know where it's at now?
No.
So if you go down the aisle where the mixers are at, it's 2 shelves up.
Okay, yeah.
Across from the chips.
Really?
Yes.
That's not...
Literally, that's where they're at. Because I was going down that aisle and I was like, oh,
So they're not
why
even
did
going
they
to
move
be
it there?
refrigerated anymore.
No.
So I did next best thing, got us to Rattler. So we go,
Yes.
cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Now, actually, no, we jumped ahead there.
Yeah.
So anyway, but big part of Ina's garden. So we are in Ina's garden.
Yeah, we're deep in the garden right now.
I did bake some cookies.
I want to have these cookies.
So I'll
so
talk
bad.
more about the one of the slight favourite profiles when we do foods and all that. I have been really working hard to try and get a decent cookie. I love Ina Garden. Her crinkle cookies don't really. There's something about them that I want something thicker, and they go quite flat. So these are Costco replica because Costco do thick, and they also do. There's something about them. They're so junky. And I looked, and it's cornstarch and molasses. Now these don't have cornstarch. They have custard powder.
Okay.
Because I was going to put both in, and when I Googled, always Google, it comes up. I asked, how will custard powder affect cookies? They said the cornstarch in it. There we go. So I didn't want to double.
So just do the cornstarch itself.
But how these have been done differently, and you'll get very excited, I will go to that, is that I chilled them for a bit to thicken the batter. Then I rolled it into balls and put it into the freezer. Now, my biggest worry was it was all going to stick together in some sort of king rat situation.
Yeah.
So what I did is I did a layer, then I put some baking parchment paper and another layer, and then go in every hour and just jiggle.
Fair.
Just move it about, break it up.
Just light little shaking so it's not sticking.
So they stick a little bit, but they haven't formed, and it worked. So there's a Tupperware in the freezer now of just frozen cookie dough balls, and you can just pull them out. So they are a bit thicker and smaller, and I wonder if they could do with being flattened before, but they are just a very small chocolate chip cookie.
They're like, I'd say they're a little bit quarter size.
Yeah. They came out really good.
They came out so good. So if you were to ask me what consistency of a cookie I want this because it's nice and thick but chewy.
Yeah.
Not crunchy. Don't get me wrong. There's a time and a place for a biscuit. I love a biscuit. I'm ordering more biscuits from Fortnum & Mason shortly, but this is what I want my cookie, the texture to be. I want it to be soft and chewy, and I am loving the flavor of that.
So this recipe asked for 3.5 cups of flour, and I double checked it. I'm going to try it next time with only 3 cups of flour and 2 spoonfuls just to see. That's just my vibe, but I've copied it down, so don't worry. It's there, but this freezing of it and actually pre-rolling means that once they release the holiday M&Ms, because I love the colours on them, I'm just going to spend a Saturday morning making dough, rolling it, and you know that bigger one, I'm just going to fill it with cookie dough balls.
I mean, why shouldn't you?
Yeah, and just we can pull them out. I'm going to squash them a bit, I think, as well, a little bit.
Yeah. So I do have a question.
Yeah.
This one has molasses in it? Okay.
And honey.
So maybe that's why I like these.
Yeah.
This type of cookie better is like the molasses, because listeners, the sugar does matter. That will determine like how your cookie does crumble.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
So for those that don't, I think we have brought it up on this before. White sugar, cane sugar creates the crunch, and brown sugar creates the gooiness. Now, most recipes and this one included, so it does follow Ina's one well. It is the cornstarch. The cornstarch affects the breakdown of the gluten. It adds in molasses, and it's meant to have corn syrup. I don't do corn syrup, so I did honey.
Corn syrup has so much sugar in it.
Yeah, so I did. I swapped it out with honey. So that's where you've got the stickiness in there as well. But some recipes do, so it's 1.5 cups of sugar, and some split it down the middle. But this one, like Ina's, does one full cup of brown and 1/2 cup of white.
And I will say this, the honey is not overpowering, because sometimes honey in a recipe, it can be a lot in your face. It's not with this
Which
one.
they warn you about.
Yeah.
They say you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So great. I think we're getting there. I've still got a thing there.
Oh, yeah.
I want to... So probably what I'll do is next time I make them, I will squash them slightly before they get frozen, and then maybe they can probably be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Yeah, I think if you maybe put the dough of 2 of them together.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a teaspoon.
Yeah.
So maybe I need a dessert spoon of dough for this one.
Yeah, or maybe even a tablespoon, which would be 3 of those, which maybe 3 might be too much. I don't know.
I think that, because they're quite dense. I think you get to the end of that and be like,
yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Right, Daniel. God, that was a long trip around Ina's garden.
Well, sometimes we have a very long trip in that garden.
So, Daniel, what's been going on in the neighborhood?
This is the portion of the podcast where we talk about things that are gay adjacent, or just a little bit camp.
Well, this is not camp. This is late breaking news. The Hub's released this one to us. Unfortunately, it looks like the core operation of fiber broadcasting is closing down thanks to Trump.
Yep.
So they're apparently in the process of winding down operations and trying to work out how these smaller little radio stations are going to keep going.
Yeah. I will say my radio station that I listen to that's actually based in Austin has been doing membership drives like crazy to make it for the shortfall. So it's going to be the reality for not just radio, but also television in these locations. So
that's incredibly, incredibly sad. What's funny is that Gwyneth Paltrow this week, if you haven't seen it, worth seeing, did an advert for Astronomer, the company that her ex-husband famously calls a shitstorm by pointing out when the CEO was having an affair with the head of HR at one of his concerts. It's not really news, but I love Gwynnie P. We love Gwynnie P. We're huge Gwyneth fans. She does it so well. Essentially, the advert features her being asked questions, then not answering them, and instead pushing astronomers. That product. It's really well done. Of all jokes about Gwyneth, she actually is pretty funny and chill, and I like her. Rachel Ziegler had to leave. Did you read about this? She had to leave her Vita role halfway through due to illness. Where which point understudy Bella Brown stepped on stage, which is quite a big thing, because not only does the understudy do the mistress role, and if you don't know, the mistress role is the only female character, I believe, that has a solo. From what I can remember, it's quite a big
another
role.
Suitcase in another hall,
which Madonna stole in the movie.
Yeah.
So she did that. Rachel Ziegler then disappeared. Did her first act, couldn't do any more. They delayed the interval fight by a bit, announced it, and then Bella went onto stage to do straight into "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." So got standing ovation for 5 minutes. I think honestly that's how kind of I would want to see the show if I was going to get the understudy, is that I would want to see Rachel for the first bit, then have the whole, oh my God, the understudy had to go on halfway through. Then you go back the next night and watch Rachel do it, the performance on the balcony, because it's free.
Yeah. It was the understudy.
But no, they said it shows the importance of having strong understudies.
Oh, yeah.
This is brilliant. Talking of stage, the Hunger Games has cast Mia Khara as Everdeen on the live stage show version they're doing. I do believe it's going to be done as a play. It's not going to be like an arena spectacular sort of thing.
I was supposed to be like, oh.
I'm very curious about this, because I do think that if you're going to do a play version of something, I would definitely say the Hunger Games is like the hardest one to do. Let's be really, really honest. You're going to do Twilight if you want to make a quick buck at doing it. So someone's obviously worked out this can be done, or considered it.
Or they haven't worked it out, and it could be a disaster.
I'm very curious about it. I think it's either they did like His Dark Materials years back before the films came out. So I'm very curious about this one, but I am definitely, apparently it's a new theatre they're doing it in as well, so we shall see. And final bit of news, a bit sad one, is they announced today that And Just Like That is ending after 3 seasons. It receives mixed reviews, but then Sex and the City did for the last 3 seasons of its run. I really like it. if someone said to me, "Oh, there's this new show," and you've met the characters before, it wouldn't have lasted more than probably one, maybe 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah Jessica Parker does hold a thing, but it's not Sex and the City. They've always said that. That's why they called it. And just like that, I've really enjoyed it. I did notice this season was longer, and they did say that they were writing for 10 episodes, and then Michael Patrick King got to just a point this season and just said, I think we're wrapping up with this, and they extended by 2. So we get a season finale, which I think was last night, and then a series finale for 2 episodes. So that should be good. So sad to see it go, but it keeps coming back. There's a full thing because we had Sex and the City, the movies, then we had the Carrie Diaries, which was excellent, and then we've had this. So
it may come back again.
Daniel, what's the news for you this week?
News for me this week. So I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
Have you been pleasured by Harry?
No.
Okay. So Harry Styles' company, Pleasing, has an offshoot called Pleasing Self. It has announced that they're now making sex toys. This includes a double-sided vibrator and silicone lube. The slogan essentially is normalize pleasure. And while this is a little bit odd for a celebrity to have their own dildo and vibrator type situation, that's not a clone of themselves. Harry just wants you to take care of yourself.
He's always been a bit like that.
Have an orgasm. Make it normal is what he's saying. So anyways, you can go and purchase it for $69.98 if you want to.
Jesus, shove 2 fingers up there. Anyway, come on.
Just 2? Just 2 fingers?
Just 2.
Just 2. Well, it was announced that The Gilded Age has been renewed for season number 4. This comes on the heels of a record high viewership this season, which is up 20% from last season, partially due to episode 5 and what happened last week.
Yes. I will say that...
I'm aware of what happened, so don't worry.
It's just that everyone's reaction to this season has been, oh my God, it has found its stride. It's so good. Yeah, it's just been really. I'm not surprised. I think everyone has finally got into it and we're ready for it.
I cannot wait to.
And just Morgan Spector just in his workout videos.
Morgan Spector, my God, that man could do things to me. Whew. All right, moving on from there. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court ruled that St. Lucia's Criminal Code sections 132 and 133 are unconstitutional. These are dealing with same-sex acts between adults. So it has now decriminalized this because the British forgot to do that whenever they left St. Lucia.
Sadly, that happened a lot.
Yes. Anyways, this ends a colonial era law, and it is a major step. However, advocates state that there is more work to be done at St. Lucia because marriage is still not recognized there. But I will say this, St. Lucia is quite wonderful, and since they've done this, maybe you go to St. Lucia.
I like the band.
You what?
There's a good band called St. Lucia.
Oh, okay. I had no clue. I was thinking of the beaches. All right. It was announced that one detective might be coming back to the screen, a.k.a. there's a reboot of Murder, She Wrote in the works to be helmed by one Jamie Lee Curtis. What?
When she announced it on the red carpet, and she's been on the BBC now.
Oh, yes. I've seen it.
That clip.
Yes.
I love that she went in straight away and went, we are not trying to be Angela Lansbury.
Right. I think she understands the assignment. She's like, it's going to be the character of Jessica Fletcher. It is not going to be Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher.
And not, something that, but like in the Matlock reboot, it's not a remake of Matlock. It's not Matlock's daughter. She took the name Matlock because there was because it was her niece's favorite TV show.
Right.
I don't want that shit. I want it to be. I mean, I've only seen a few bits and pieces of Murder, She Wrote. It was always on in the day. It was, and I used to get back because we weren't around. I want it to be Cabot Cove. Just go in
Cabot Cove,
just be it. Don't try and twist it. Don't try and absorb it into the universe.
You are in Cabot Cove. You are the writer. You are going to have murder around every corner and twist.
The only time that worked, again, I thought it did it well in that sort of in another one was Shaft when they did. So when he did Shaft, Samuel Jackson, Richard Roundtree was his uncle and appeared at the end, and then they did a sequel to it. They brought his son, and they had 3 generations. That worked because it was that. This is not needing that.
Yeah.
This needs just to be
sort of a standalone. Yeah. So speaking of that, I've heard conflicting things as to whether or not it's going to be a television show or if it's going to be a movie. I think it's going towards the film route at this point. I'm not quite 100% sure, but something Murder, She Wrote is coming.
Yeah,
in some
I
capacity.
got the vibe that she wanted to do a film.
Right, but then I read somewhere that they're like, the series is coming back, and I'm like, are we talking television series? Because the thing is, they did some standalone TV films of the show, so I'm like, we will see.
The thing is, if they get a good rhythm on it, just knock them out.
Right. I mean, she can hold her own in like Knives Out for a mystery.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right, final bit of news. Sasha Velour has announced that they are set to celebrate the 10th anniversary of their famous cabaret show, Nightgowns, with a new show called Nightgowns, 10-year anniversary.
That took 2 years to come up with.
I know. It will be a 7-show residency at the LA Mama, August 27th through September 1st. So people, you can go get your tickets and go see it. Sasha will be joined by Sasha Colby, King Molasses, Ellie McQueen, among others.
Lovely.
And I will say this, Sasha Velour is a fantastic drag queen who is rather unique in that they embrace bald.
Yes.
So it comes in and it's questions about gender identity and stuff. So
I've seen her twice. I saw
very wonderful.
The day after she won.
Did you?
Yes, someone got me a ticket.
Oh.
And then I went to see. Then I think I saw Nightgowns. I think that was that the one that she toured with after. Yeah, so Nightgowns.
Yeah.
Excellent, Dane. Well, should we go put our nightgowns on?
We should go put our nightgowns and our moo-moos at that.
Perfect. And we're back. You look lovely in your nightgown. You didn't have to shave your head though.
Oh well. Get swept away.
So, Daniel, what's been culture for you this week?
Culture for me this week. So, I had some wonderful seafood while I was in Florida. So, I had grilled mahi-mahi and blackened grouper. And I will say I have missed good, fresh blackened grouper. Oh, so good.
I think I've had it fresh.
You should if you can. If you ever can and get the opportunity to, I say have some blackened grouper. It's simple, just a little bit of lime on top of it. Perfection. My drink of the week was a drink that I actually had in the Sarasota airport. It was a hibiscus fizz.
Nice.
So all that they did to it was they added some hibiscus simple syrup, some pineapple juice, and some ginger beer.
Nice.
It was very refreshing. And there's a good chance that I might be replicating that for you soon because someone purchased some hibiscus. So, anyways, songs of the week. Just What I Needed by The Cars. Undressed by Somber, and I know I've mentioned them before, but it played again this week. I really like it. I do not think it's the song of the summer by any means, but it's just catchy.
I did see an article this week, actually, and someone said about why the pop this year has been really bad. Or not bad, but there's just been nothing
stuck.
No, because last year it was Sabrina Carpenter, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chapel Rowan's Artist of the Summer and Sabrina, but they said this year nothing is sticking.
Yeah, nothing is sticking whatsoever. And then also, because today is August 1st, with us recording August by Taylor Swift is one of my songs of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sort of has to be, you know? It just, I don't know. If it's
I go for it with her. I've been listening to her all afternoon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a busy week for doing research after work, but I did watch one movie this week on my day off, of all things. Drop Dead Gorgeous.
What's it on?
I literally just have to type in Drop Dead Gorgeous, and it was a free streaming. I don't remember who had it. Zoomy or something? XUMI? Zoomy? I don't know. Because I was going to watch it on Prime, and it wasn't on Prime.
Yeah. I might have to give it a look. Because we're going to be on a podcast this Sunday. I know enough to talk. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Right.
But yeah.
I just wanted a refresher because I was like, oh, yeah, that happened. Oh, yeah, and then that happened. And that was the sequence of events. Got it. So I was just doing that on my day off, and it's like, perfect. Anyways, that's been it for me this week for culture. It's been, a light week with the travel, but how about you? What was culture for you this week?
Well, baking for one thing. So yeah, I've been playing with custard powder thanks to Alex and Sarah. So custard is, like the yellow stuff that we have. We have it in powdered form in England, and custard creams are one of my favorite biscuits. So I did tried it in the cookies. It's not noticeable. I'm going to see. I don't. The thing is, it may not be possible in the cookie just because of the multiple flavors going on. I will maybe go up to 5 spoonfuls and take out some flour. But I did it in a Victoria sponge as well. I did enough to make custard. If that makes sense. And the Victoria sponge came out very nicely. So to jump ahead for sport, the England ladies won Euros. Amazing, really great game. They got to penalties. They gave us a fucking heart attack. So when anyone came over Sunday, I made a Victoria sponge, but I did it with apricot jam because apricot jam is what you make a combination chicken with. So it's a tribute to all the powerful ladies of England with custard powder. So I'm playing with that, but that was fun. And then I did a slow cooker. Daniel, actually, the reason a bit later tonight is that I slow cook everything now because it saves some fucking money. So I did slow cooked lemon and ginger chicken. And it came out really nice because I've been playing again cornstarch. If you get it, sometimes they ask you for stock, and I'm like, no, just put a stock cube in and let the onions and the chicken weep, and it will make the stock. And I did the cornstarch, and the consistency was absolute perfection. So we've got a curry at the moment. I'm very excited about that. Sports said England won the Euros. Brilliant. Television, we finished both Severance and Too Much, which is the Lena Dunham one, which has been brilliant. Movies, Fantastic Four saw last Friday. It's excellent. I would like to see it again. It was a bit slow compared to Superman, which was very breakneck speed. It takes a different pace.
So it's less like comic book.
Yeah, it's more about the family. Vanessa Kirby's brilliant in it, and Pedro's obviously he's so wonderful. It's excellently done.
If you told me that Vanessa Kirby was anything less than brilliant, I'd be like, you're a liar.
It's kind of interesting because she did. It's interesting for me because I feel like the roles I've seen her in recently have been very aggressive. Yeah, she plays quite an aggressive character. Like she went kind of like, I'm going to be different from The Crown, and I'm liking this. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. It's still. I'd be lying. It still doesn't feel like Marvel is still running out of steam slightly. But I think as a Fantastic Four movie, it's excellent. I enjoyed it. And it's weird because it is slower, but it could have been longer. I think people felt like they were missing a couple of bits, and so it's not quite perfect. But it's one of the better. It's out of all the Marvel movies, it's one of the best ones. And I definitely want to see it again. But yeah, in the retro futuristic, the pattern of it's just so different, and that's actually quite nice. It's a lot more going back to the 60s and the wonderment. So definitely would highly recommend everyone should go and see that. We watched A Nice Indian Boy last night, the one of Jonathan Groff. Excellent movie. It's on Hulu. I think friend Dustin recommended that as well. But no, really good. Nice queer romance. Really well done. Just the right amount of drama, but really funny in places. So I would definitely keep it up there. We need films like that. Ooh, yes.
I do have a go back for you. Yeah. So Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Is it a film that you think you need to see in cinema? Or could you see it not in cinema?
You could see it not in the cinema. You don't see any of the other Marvel movies. There's no other Marvel movie out of any of them you need to see.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's set on a different Earth.
Okay.
I like the cinema for the focus. I think Superman you're going to get something out of. I think if you can sit there, and I know you'll be able to watch it and just sit there, turn lights off and have that focus, but you're very good at that. But I said I would like to. I might go and see it again if I've got just to treat myself. Because there's not a lot of movies coming out at the moment. My next one is Naked Gun, which I'm very... That's got really good reviews.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I've never known that. But let's quickly talk about Together.
Yes. Tell me about Together.
I don't like body horror. I don't like mutilation. I'm not right. Mutilation, yeah, I don't like. Ever since Hostel and the Achilles tendon, no, thank you. But I don't, and this is going to sound really snowflakey and a little bit like I just want everyone to be happy. I have always been terrified of the concept of disfigurement to the point of unable to, like, that's it, your life is over.
Yeah.
Or something happens within you. And so that is why, do not laugh, Road Dial scared me a lot. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory scared me because you don't see it in the original film, but in the book, the kids are disfigured for, that always freaked me the fuck out. And in the original Witches, when they are stuck as mice. So like the Substance was pretty like, I mean, the Substance actually, it's not actually that bad. Everyone says it's horrendous. It really isn't, because you don't see a lot. It's just how Demi slowly goes through a aging. That's I don't give anything away, but that's really it. And then at the end, there's a version of her which is something else entirely, but it's so extreme. It's
so extreme. It's not body horror at that point.
Yeah,
it's something.
People are like, oh, that's grotesque. I'm like, it's gone past it.
Yeah,
there was something about this one.
Yeah,
and they slowly start to be drawn to each other,
where they're drawn together.
And yeah, I don't want to give it, because it's not. It definitely isn't. So please jump ahead like 2 minutes if you don't really want to. I'm not going to go into too much. Things do happen, but it's not 90 minutes of them slowly fusing together.
Okay.
I was generally a bit nervous about it being that.
Right.
I could not watch them that.
Yeah.
They are drawn together, and it's interesting how they do it, but it's not that.
Yeah.
But it does have, towards the end, it does get really much. And I was generally quite nervous about going in because I didn't like it. But I preferred it to, I think it's better than The Substance.
Okay.
I think it's more horrific than The Substance. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say there.
All right, so I do have a question.
Yeah.
Because Alison Brie and Franco are together, do you think that film would work if it wasn't a couple that already had chemistry?
I've seen plenty of people have chemistry,
but with this scenario,
yeah, it's the ending probably towards that you might. I think generally, there's an honesty to their relationship that comes across, and how it eventually everything plays out. There's definitely a lot of trust in between the two. I think it's more the trust than any, and that creates the dynamic.
Okay.
So, yeah, and apparently they had to really get used to being in close quarters. It was like very, but they're quite bad because at the start of it, they're meant to be sort of in a weird space in their relationship, and that must be very hard to play out as a couple.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it.
Did you?
Definitely got me talking.
I was just saying, you're making a face that's like, did you enjoy it? I think you were provoked, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah. For musical, Mac and Mabel, we watched our friend when he came over. He was in a Hersheyland performance. He was there for 4 years, doing it in shows, and they did a movies one, and it began with movies are movies. So I had to go into that. Taylor Swift's been big this week. Now, not just because of August.
Yes.
Bigger Than the Whole Sky was used in the season finale of Too Much, but that's no surprise there that Lena Dunham and her are very good friends. But also How Did It End was used in last week's Just Like That. So it's been interesting that Taylor's been, and again, it's interesting when they discuss Taylor Swift's music it feels like it's never thrown in. I don't know whether or not it's just because it might cost a bit more to buy and it has to be very intentional. But there's always a sense of Taylor wants to make sure it's used in the right. She has a lot. I feel has a lot of control over where it's used.
Well, I was going to say earlier this summer, she one of her songs was in Handmaid's Tale, Look What You Made Me Do, the unreleased version. She released it in that montage sequence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very intentional whenever
my
she
favourite
song.
use of hers is still The Fall Guy, and it's Ryan Gosling singing, what's the song? The one that's got the 10-minute version.
All Too Well.
All Too Well. He sings. I think he only does the 5-minute, but he does it crying in his car. And it's just brilliant, and it's on the sound. That again. If no one's seen that movie, there's a director's cut I really want to watch. I fucking loved that, and I think my parents went to see that and just said that was just, it just knew exactly what it was meant to do, and it was Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling, but and Hannah Waddingham. Obviously, he never goes wrong, but him crying doing All Too Well was chef's kiss. Yeah, that's been it for culture for me. Daniel,
Yes.
What's been culture for everyone else?
Well, this is the point where we check the feeds, test the moods, and we ask the question, what is gay culture?
And it's Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson.
Right. Surprise.
It's so weird. Like, yes. So sorry. We found a stray smoke alarm. It's interesting because sometimes with Daniel and I, when we are looking for culture, we're not meant to look for culture. We're meant to see, as we say, we check the news and you test the feeds and all that sort of thing. And a lot of that is just a sort of, and every so often we see what's out there, we have to think about it. And we kept talking about this, and it is like, I guess this is the culture. It's also, we're heading into August. This is really silly season, as they say. And unfortunately, the news is always a bit grim at the moment.
News is always grim. People are on vacation. People are out of town. Less is going on, but somehow more is going on at the same time. But the thing that rose to the occasion of culture is this budding romance between Pamela Anderson and her co-star Liam Neeson. Yeah,
so they're doing Naked Gun together. He's playing the Leslie Nielsen role. He's meant to be the son, Frank Drebin Jr., and she's playing the Priscilla Presley role. Curiously, Frank Drebin Jr. is black. In the, I think it was the second Naked Gun movie or the third.
Minor detail got changed.
Yes, that was a joke at the end of it when he was born, and it was O.J. Simpson's son. So yeah, she's playing the femme fatale in it. I don't know the film, so I don't know what role actually that, because sometimes that role obviously does turn into sometimes the villain.
Right.
I believe in the original, her husband had died, and it was and she was under suspicion of killing. But and it's interesting because Pammy's gone through such a Renaissance. Well, because of she kind of emerged having stripped herself back a little bit, which I absolutely love. Then she went in Last Showgirl, where she was glam, but also very raw glam. And now she's bombshell again. But I think that she's...
But it's bombshell on her terms.
And I think at the event, she's still kind of gone stripped back from, makeup. Yeah, her and Liam Neeson are now budding. Now, he's a widower. His wife, sadly, Natasha Richardson, of Parent Trap fame, really, and a lot of other stuff. But probably what most people know, she died in a ski accident a few years back, and it was dreadful, really. Very, very weird way to
more than a few years back, like over a decade now.
Yeah, I think it's even longer than that, to be honest. I think actually it's probably closer to 20 years more than anything. Yeah, it's just was very sad. It was she how she actually died.
Wasn't it something to do with concussion?
Yeah, she fell over and it was a rock under the snow. It was really sad, and that was Jodie Richardson's sister and Vanessa Redgrave's daughter. So I don't know. I kind of feel over the years, Daniel and I, we knew Pamela Anderson would have been the woman that we were told we should be lusting after, and said we just kind of vaguely worshipped her.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I'm actually rather happy for both of them.
Yeah.
So he has the backstory of being a widower. She is separated, divorced.
They made one of her marriages. They made a freaking Showtime miniseries about without her permission.
Right. So her romances have been drugged and raked through the coals and have been fodder for everything. And wasn't Lily James in that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was Tommy Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She was Pamela Anderson Lee for a hot second.
Yes. So I'm going to say this. If they can actually find happiness, let them have it. Let them have their happy ending.
I think. I mean, she's got nothing really left. She doesn't need to prove anything. I know she's got a ton of things she wants to prove, but it's so interesting because she's now. Like, Daniel got me her cookbook. I need to go back through some more of that. Actually, I do love her. I've got to try and work out some workarounds. She does like using a vegan alternative, which I know it's a vegan cookbook, but I'm like, I'm not buying vegan mayonnaise. No, but I will find. But there's some great. But she's got some vegan dog treats in there, and I will be making them for Bug for his birthday. And I made some nice. She got some nice chilies and some nice things. I'm really. It's definitely a lot more of a winter. I think end of summer actually. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But she talks a lot about her kids in there. Her sons are very good looking, and she's
got two. Right?
Two, yeah. And she's gone very cottage core, like real rustic cabin, really more than anything.
Right, but she's proven she's a talent. She can be on screen, she can cook.
And that's great, because I kind of feel now like she's not a Beverly Hills Hollywood lifestyle.
No.
And so what I'm liking is, and Liam Neeson's Irish, he's come from a real British upbringing, like not British, but like, came from a lot of real back to basics. And they're in a good place. I could imagine him fitting quite nicely into her lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like,
I can see her in a big cable knit sweater, like walking, traipsing wherever he loves.
I mean, she's got cable knit going through the bazoo. I don't think she wears. No, she's not allowed to wear wool, is she?
Why wouldn't she wear wool?
Byproduct of an animal. Is that because it's like wearing leather, isn't it?
But the sheep is still alive at the end of the shearing.
I never shy. We'll have to buzz Matt about that one.
Yeah, we will. But sheep is still alive. It should be okay.
Yeah.
The leather, yes, would be an issue because the cow would
Tell you
be
what,
dead.
we're gonna text and talk. If I can get Matt now.
I mean, if you can get Matt, but wool shouldn't be an issue.
Can
a vegan wear leather?
Vegans wear wool? This is happening live, people.
This is. Watch, Matt's not going to answer. He's probably at the gym.
Oh, he's not having a vegan diet down at the gym. No, that never happens. No. I just think I kind of feel with all she's been through, this is the romance I want.
Well, it's the romance of the summer that I'm actually here for. The rumors of Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau.
Oh my God.
No, absolutely not. He knows better than to be with Katy Perry. Like, whenever I saw that, I was just like, no,
I can't with that one.
Absolutely not. Do not do it, sir.
I'm not against Katy Perry. I want it really, really loud and clear. Is that, there's been a lot of weird shit about her. And I know that she's another one. I mean, Orlando Bloom seems to be a long-term deal. I thought the meme that made me laugh was Sally Field and Mrs. Doubtfire when everyone finds out they've only just engaged for 10 years. The whole time.
The whole time.
And I know she had Russell Brand, let's say about that, the better. Right. I kind of feel that Katy Perry needs some time to herself because she had a real character assassination done about her with the whole JetBlue, Virgin Blue Origin,
Blue Origin.
And her tour.
I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah. And her tour has been very unfavorably, reviewed, or people are kind of complaining that it's not quite up to. So I'll keep checking my phone to see if Matt, he's not going to respond.
No, he's not going to respond.
Is that she's still trying to be Katy Perry from 20 years ago? Because I Kissed a Girl came out.
Yeah.
22 when I was back 08,
yeah.
So she's not 15 years she's been going at least, and I'm just like, honey, you don't want a high profile like this, okay? What you want is people that Liam Neeson's not on the rebound, right? His wife has been dead 15, almost 15, about at least 15 years.
Yeah. He's focused on his kids.
She's focused on her kids as well. When I looks at the cookbook, she said she's really proud of them. She's got this good stable life for them. He's got his boys. I mean, he's got 2 boys. She's got 2 boys. They've got nothing to gain from this romance, and it goes kind of back to a little bit. And then we're also seeing it with Meryl Streep and Martin Short. It obviously completely Meryl Streep and her husband, they were meant to be the long term, but at the same time as I kind of feel that they sort of drifted.
Right.
And she's having this silly little romance with Martin Short. They've got nothing to prove from that at all. And it's just, I just kind of like these little blossomy relationships.
Because it's love for the sake of love.
Yeah. I think I'm rooting for it.
I'm rooting for it for that reason right there.
I really need, I mean, Meryl and Martin are a New York. They're our New York romance, aren't they?
Yes.
They are. That is a rom-com waiting to happen. We like a London-based one, but you know, like that. I'm rooting for Liam and Pammy. She's always gonna be Pammy to me. I'm rooting for them, but I need it to last. Be like through the fall and holiday season. I need to see the lumberjack realness.
Yes, we need cable knit sweaters.
We do. And with that, Daniel, shall we move on to the end of the episode?
We should move on to the end of the episode.
Daniel, do you have a gagged and goop for us?
I don't have a gagged and goop, dear. That is your role. That's your assignment.
Don't really have a gagged and gooped, but it is actually what is going to quickly, because I thought that was all the information I had up.
Oh no.
This week saw the death of Joan Anderson at 101 years old. She was the woman that named the hula hoop.
So it's for her that we have the hula hoops.
So it had existed. I think it existed in Australia from the looks of this article. But she noticed how when you use it, you move like a hula dancer.
Oh.
And it's how it got its name.
And it's a hoop. So, okay.
So she was the person that named it. She didn't get any money for that. But no. But she... through like modern, investigations and documentaries about everything under the sun, she, kind of came to the light a little bit a few years back when I started. She died at 101, but she has an indelible mark on culture.
She has indeed.
Indelible is a big word. Daniel, give us another one.
Yes. The word for the week is guileless. It's honest and straightforward. Be guileless in your convictions.
Wonderful. Do you have a petticoat lane?
I do have a petticoat lane.
Go for it.
If you are a docent at a museum and you see people enjoying the art, do not walk up to them and tell them what they should be looking at and what they should be seeing and how they should look at it and how they should enjoy it. That is for the audience to determine, not you. Especially when one of them has a minor in art history. Do not tell me.
Tough words from Daniel there.
Yeah.
I don't really have one. God, yeah, no, I'm just going to sit here and just smile because it's been a good week and we're making some progress.
Good.
With that, Daniel, do you think we covered everything?
My dear, we haven't even set the agenda.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This has been a Bearded Bitch production recorded in a Diane Keating podcast studio in Haberdashery.
You've been listening to The Bitches with Beards. I've been Daniel.
And I'm Max. A big thanks to you all for tuning in and giving us a listen. Don't forget to rate, subscribe and review the following on Twitter, X and TikTok, where you can find us at Bitches with Beards.
Please remember that only a mother could love our views and opinions, and they reflect us and no one else.
We'll hear you next week unless we're cancelled. Cheers.
Cheers.